Hey everyone, welcome back. You know Diddy, right? The music icon.
Absolutely. Built a whole empire. Music, fashion, even liquor. The man's everywhere.
Exactly. But there's this whole other side to his story that we're diving into today. A scandal that's honestly kind of terrifying.
And it's not just Diddy. It's like this whole underbelly of the music industry might be getting exposed.
120 allegations. That's insane. And many of them minors.
Right. And spanning decades. It's not just a one-off. This is looking pretty systematic.
Okay, so before we really get into it, I gotta know.
Yeah.
What makes this different? Because we've seen celebrities get accused before, but this feels bigger.
Well, for one, the lawyer involved, Tony Buzbee.
Yeah.
He took down Deshaun Watson. Remember, this guy doesn't mess around.
Oh, yeah. I remember that case. It was huge.
Exactly. And he's going after not just Diddy, but everyone and everything around him. Corporations, enablers, the whole system.
So he's saying this wasn't just one guy acting alone. There's more to it.
That's the implication, yeah. And then there are the allegations themselves, these freak-off parties.
Wait, what freak-out parties? What even is that?
They were these gatherings, allegedly, at Diddy's homes, hotels, where, and this is where it gets really disturbing, young women, some underage, were allegedly pressured into sexual acts. Drugs were often involved, according to the allegations.
Okay, wow, that's intense. And during the federal raids on Diddy's homes in L.A. and Miami, they found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant, along with surveillance footage. This level of alleged premeditation is really disturbing.
And that's what makes this different. It's not just about Diddy. It's starting to look like a much bigger, much darker story about power and how it's used.
This whole thing, it just feels so familiar, you know?
It does, doesn't it? It's like that Jeffrey Epstein case. Powerful guy, lots of money, allegedly using it to get away with horrible things.
Exactly. It makes you wonder how many people knew, you know?
Yeah.
And stayed silent. That's the part that gets me.
Well, and think about the pressure. You're a young artist trying to make it in this world, and this guy, Diddy, he's like the gatekeeper.
Right. He could make or break your career with a snap of his fingers.
Exactly. And you speak out against him, that takes guts.
Yeah.
It's easier and probably safer for your career to just stay quiet.
It's just, I don't know, disheartening. You'd hope more people would speak up, right?
Yeah.
Especially with someone as big as Diddy. But it's been pretty quiet.
It makes you wonder, is it fear? Or is there something else going on, something deeper in the industry itself?
Like what? You think it's more accepted than people want to admit?
It's possible, right? Like, this behavior gets tolerated, even encouraged, because it's Diddy, he's got the power, and the people around him, they benefit, so they look the other way.
God, that's a scary thought. But we can't forget about the victims in all of this.
Absolutely. No matter what went down, they're the ones who've been hurt, and their stories deserve to be heard.
And some of these women, they were so young.
Yeah.
Just starting out, you know?
It's awful. They came to him with a dream, and well, the allegations are horrifying.
It takes a lot of courage to come forward, especially when you're going up against someone like Diddy.
No doubt.
And that's what makes this lawyer, Buzbee, so interesting to me, you know?
Yeah, he's like the equalizer here.
Exactly. He's the one saying, hold on, power or not, you're not above the rules.
And that's huge for these women because, let's be real, for a long time it felt like Diddy was above the rules, right?
Totally. But now it's like, is the music industry ready for this, to actually hold their own accountable?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, we've seen this before. Scandals erupt. Everyone's outraged for 5 minutes. And then
that's back to business as usual.
Right. But this time feels different, doesn't it? The hashtag #MeToo movement, all of that, it's like people are paying attention now.
Yeah, you can't just sweep this stuff under the rug anymore.
Exactly. So what does real change actually look like here? It's got to be more than just Diddy, right?
I mean, what are we actually asking for?
We're asking for a music industry where these women, these victims, they feel safe coming forward.
Yes. Without fear of being blacklisted, you know?
Absolutely. And where the people in charge, they're not just protecting their own...
They need to be held accountable. Full stop.
Accountability, that's the word. And it's on all of us, right? To not let this go, to keep talking about it, demanding better.
Yeah, this isn't just a celebrity scandal. It's about something bigger.
Way bigger. It's about power. It's about responsibility. It's about basic human decency.
And I think that's what makes this deep dive so important.
I agree.
Because it's easy to get caught up in the music, the lights, the glamour. But we can't forget about the people behind it all.
The human cost.
Exactly. Well, this has been heavy, but thank you so much for breaking it all down with me.
Anytime.
And to everyone listening, thank you. Keep asking the tough questions and never be afraid to use your voice. We'll see you next time.